Oh, I'm so glad you're here on the video today. It's Adam Carroll.
Nick Durr.
It's Nick Durr. What's up? Hey, today we're talking about how to change your relationship to money. And this is really important because I don't think most people know they have a relationship to money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, left to people's own devices, life is the way that it is. Money is the way that it is.
Yes.
And without actually examining it and leaning into that conversation, people have no idea they have a relationship.
Yeah. So you know what comes up for me when you said that? I worked at the state fair when I was a kid. And one of the dudes that came in every day in this, I was working in a root beer float stand, but a guy would come in at the end of every day and he would count the money. And he would put money in his mouth as he was counting it. Like he would, like have 100 ones, then he put those in his mouth and he counted another 100 ones. And the owner of the place came in and he was like, "Hey, money's dirty." And I remember him saying that. And I remember thinking, oh, money's dirty, money's dirty. Well, it sort of seeded how I looked at it in terms of money's dirty, like it has germs on it, right? But I could see how some people would think money is dirty, meaning like I need to stay away from it because that's their relationship to it, right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, to your point, it's super, super powerful how an early money memory can impact your relationship to money.
Yes.
Right. So I know you guys have been searching how to change your relationship to money. So first thing you have to do before you can change something is first distinguish what's actually there.
Okay, tell me more.
Right. So when we start to look at our previous money scripts or how our parents talked about money or didn't talk about money or early money memories with money, like putting money into your mouth and saying money's dirty. There are certain stories and opinions that we start to formulate at early as 4 years old, maybe, right? That start to really impact and color and shape and alter what's possible when it comes to money. So, for example, for me, I remember the story that I had around money is that money is confusing, and money is something that could be put off till later. Growing up, I think when I was 6 years old, my dad would always quiz me on the ticker symbols of the stock market on every Sunday. And I remember asking him one day, I said, "Dad, when are you going to teach me how to invest stocks?" And he said, "Well, when you get older, I'll teach you." Right? As I got older, I got more involved with sports and extracurriculars. And so my dad and I never had that conversation. Yeah. And I made up in that moment that money's something that could be put off till later.
Right.
So lo and behold, when it comes to credit card payments, student loans, setting up my 401k balance in my first job, it was like, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
Right. So the first thing to do is actually get to the source of, that story or that incident or that occurrence.
So distinguish what's there is the first step.
Yes.
And the way you distinguish what's there is by looking at early money memories, by looking at what your behavior is around money, and then helping to figure out why is the behavior like that.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. So really looking, the question that I'll ask is so what is currently not working about money in your life? And people will say, oh, it's just stressful, right? So that's one form of it. It's like, okay, their current relationship to money is that money's stressful.
Yeah.
Or causes stress, right? My favorite example is that there was a recent college grad and she said that money makes the world go round. Like that was her, money makes the world go round and it pays the bills. Money pays the bills and it makes the world go round. It was a very passive, very resigned relationship to money.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until we got into the second part of the conversation, which is really creating why money is important to you, that she was able to discover that money really is a source of passion. It would allow her to buy a plot of land in Montana and start a dog rescue for families looking to adopt new members of the family.
Interesting.
So
when she shifted it from what money is to what it's for, that's where things shifted for her.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful way to put it. What money is, like how money is, just as a description. Yeah. And then what money is for. Because I think that's the part that people are missing, right? When you say people don't even have a relationship to money, was because they don't really know what it's for. They're just in the day-to-day, mundane, trivial aspects of, okay, I need to go to work to get money to pay for these things. Yeah. But they're not really connected to the bigger picture.
Right. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
So when we help people get out of that, again, the search here is how do I change my relationship to money? The way to change a relationship, number one, is distinguish what's there for you around money. to decide what money is, who it is to you in terms of relationship, and then what is it for? And what is it for could be a big picture. Like for me, it went from I wanted money, but I wanted it because of it made me feel good or abundant. I could spend it. I could shower it on my friends, in the way of drinks and dinners. And yeah, exactly. And then what I realized was I actually wanted to keep it. I wanted to keep it. I wanted to have more of it. I wanted it to grow over time. And what I wanted it to grow for was for purposes of freedom and flexibility.
Nice.
So now I know that my relationship to money is about, living the kind of life that I want, but preparing for the life that I ultimately want to live without any concern around money. Yeah. Making money irrelevant, essentially.
Totally. Yeah. And how has your experience of your life and of yourself shifted once you made that shift from, you want money, just wanting to spend it, to be able to keep it and, have it be a source of freedom and flexibility?
So I did two things. Number one, my relationship changed in that previously I was using credit cards to buy everything. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really pay a lot of attention to how much the balance was. It was more like immediate gratification. Yeah. And I realized that there was something more immediately gratifying to me about putting money in savings and investments or paying down debt than there was in having the thing. Nice. So I shifted like the desire for things to the desire for freedom. Yeah. And I realized that the more things I had, the farther away freedom was. So as I started to reduce the amount of things I was buying, the amount of freedom I was experiencing was exponentially increasing.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Anything else you want to say about that?
I think the one thing, and we talked about this in a previous show, was the idea of definiteness of purpose. And this is a principle from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. But in definiteness of purpose, the idea behind that is that when you have definiteness of purpose of acquiring and keeping money, then it will begin to show up in your life. But if you don't have that definiteness of purpose, it will flow right through your fingertips. Yeah. So one of them is having definiteness of purpose about having, exactly what you want and need.
That leads perfectly into a resource that we have here at masteryofmoney.com. It's called the Zero-Based Budget. You can download the template for free. And we also have a complimentary course, or a course that is complimentary to the budget, called the Financial Flow course. And this is perfect inside of what you're saying, the definite and of purpose. This Zero-Based Budget template in this course really allows you to not only see where your money is coming from, but it allows you to see where it's going. And it allows you to really align yourself with the things that are important to you. So instead of mindless spending, you're extremely conscious and present to the dollars and where they're going, whether it's paying off debt or investing or investing in a travel vacation for that freedom and flexibility, whatever the case is. It's a super, super powerful tool. We've used it with a lot of our different clients and they've had amazing breakthroughs. So definitely check it out. Download the budget if you have not. And there's a bunch of resources on masteryofmoney.com.
Absolutely. Subscribe to us on YouTube. It's youtube.com/masteryofmoney, where we put new content out there almost daily and will for the foreseeable future. You're going to love the stuff out there, as well as finding us on, really any platform where podcasts are listened to.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So check us out there. Thanks for joining us. We will see you next time.